And I'm not even done yet. I'm not done. Because she's done way more than that. She's done so much more than that to other people, too. She didn't just do this to me, she did this to other people. But because a higher power has given me the safe place to speak about this openly and freely and honestly, I hope that my testimony will give people the strength and the courage to speak out about her cruelty, whether they've witnessed her doing it to me, or they've witnessed her doing it to other people, or maybe they're a victim to her abuse. Please speak up. I hope that my testimony will give you the strength and the courage to speak up on what you've seen her do, what you found out that she's done, or, what she may have done to you. Please do, because her behavior is well past unacceptable. It's intolerable because she's still engaging in these behaviors to this day. This is not something that's past tense. This is present tense. And as long as she's being given her freedom and not being served justice by being put in jail, she's going to keep doing this. So this not only will be present tense conversation, but this will be a future conversation. Because she definitely was not above harming me when I was a child. And she's only gotten worse with her behavior over time. There's no telling what she'll do to somebody else's child if she's given access. Because there's so many people out there that don't know the type of person that she is. It took me a while to grasp and to gather and to really accept the type of person that she is. It took me a while to realize that. And now that I'm accepting it, I'm telling the story publicly. Actually, let's just say I have tried to get justice for myself in a legal way. Not to incriminate myself or to incriminate any supporters, but just to simply get some protection for myself. And let's just say I received little to no help from the people who were supposed to help me. I've been put in this position to now where I'm still homeless and I don't even have access to the money that I worked hard and earned for my entire life. I've worked hard every day my entire life and I don't even have access to my own earnings. She has access to most of it, if not all of it, and hasn't given me anything except food laced with shit. I forgot to mention that part. So not only did she punch me so hard in my face to where she knocked my eye out, but she put shit in my food. She drugged me and forced me to have sex with men that I did not know, that I did not consent to, and that I did not feel comfortable having sex with. Because believe it or not, during the time that I was living with her, I had already had this conversation about what my preferences were. So she knew there was no mistake. There was no misunderstanding. There was no mistake. There was no misinterpretation at all. This was intentional. This was diabolical. This was well thought out, and it was planned. She knew that I did not like men like that. She knew that I had really healthy connections with men, like male supporters, like that were guy friends, that were supporters, that were, co-workers. I always had healthy relationships with men specifically. So, nobody ever came to me on some, oh, well, are you a feminist? Or, you know how, sometimes people can be where they're like, oh, are you a feminist? Or are you a man hater? Or are you a man basher? Like, no one's ever, talked to me like that before. Ever. Before I dealt with her, before I let her in my life, no man or woman, for that matter, has ever disrespected me like that. Because they knew that I wasn't a feminist. They knew that I respect men and that I support men. And then, like I said, for the most part, I have really healthy connections with men. And I have a very positive and healthy outlook on men as a whole. So when I told her that I was gay or that I was a lesbian, um, let's just say it wasn't like to be like, oh, something bad happened to me when I was a kid. That's why. It's like, no, I just revealed that to her in confidence because I didn't know that she would ever like stoop as low as to create a fictitious story to make it seem like I hate men and then turn, like I said, healthy men that were in my life against me. Because this, like I said, nobody has ever came to me and been like, oh, you got a problem with men. No one's ever questioned that because they see all the like all the friends that I have, like 75% of them were guys. Like 65-75% of them were guys. And I had healthy connections with them. You know what I mean? Like it was never on some, oh, I'm about to shoot, like when your back is turned, I'm about to shoot my shot at your girl. Like that was never, the type of connection that I had with people in general, whether it was guys or girls. You know what I mean? So once I had her in my life, this is where I started getting attacked by men. And people started being disrespectful, more specifically men that I had never seen before, being like, oh, so you got a problem with men and you hate men? What's your issue with men? And I'm like, what? Like, what does that have to do with anything? I don't, like, I'm in my head, I'm confused because I'm being blindsided. I was blindsided. Like, I guess, C must have just, tallied up all the information that I gave her in confidence over time. It was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna come at you blindsided. I'm just gonna blindside you, and you're not gonna see it coming. Like, cause I didn't. Like, cause when people started disrespecting me and saying all this stuff towards me, I was confused because they never acted like this before, and a lot of people already knew that I was gay before I even came out of the closet. They already knew I was gay before I knew. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people, they know me personally. They know me very well. So they never questioned whether or not I had a healthy relationship with men. Because I was a daddy's girl growing up. I always used to play ball with my dad. You know what I'm saying? So it was very confusing as to why, people were attacking me on that level. Like, and it was like, dang, that was a low blow. Like, why are you attacking me like that? Like, why is you coming at me like that? I don't get it. Like, I thought we was cool. You know what I mean? But whatever she was doing, whatever she was saying in the background, had people looking at me funny. And it's hard for me to explain all the details, but what I can say is that from certain angles, she exposed people who had hidden animosity towards me that maybe didn't feel comfortable enough to say anything. But she also created bad tension between me and people who never had a problem with me, and that love and that support was always there. So it was like, it's kind of like a gray area. Because there were some people who, were secret enemies in the background, and because she threw me under the bus, and, for the most part, most of the things that she said behind my back to people that were supporters were not real, or it was like, it wasn't true, or it was like a half truth. She took my words and she, it's like the telephone game. Somebody tells you one thing and it's up to you on whether or not you want to tell the next person what you heard, or you want to spit it out of control. That's what she did. Excuse me. So, and she went out of her way to character assassinate me and isolate me from all support. She made sure of that. She was very strategic on what support she isolated me from. To where if I do have supporters, I don't know who they are. Because she ruined my life. She made sure I didn't have any friends, anybody to talk to, anybody to go to. And the only platform that I really have as of right now is YouTube, because I've been isolated from all my friends and family, and I can't be reached and contacted at all times because, unfortunately, I went from being a reliable source to unreliable because I don't even know if I'm gonna have a phone tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't have any access to my funds. I don't have a place to stay. I don't have like any immediate support, and anybody that's